What's up guys, it's Joel, GSG Games This Game, come to you with the video strategy guide for Rise of the Tomb Raider. We are doing the final collectible guide, the Lost City. As soon as you enter the city, you'll head down a set of stairs, and on the hand railing at the end is going to be a document.
I have failed. There will be no pardon for my sins. I have drenched my hands in blood in pursuit of the Prophet, and now there is nothing left. As the attack became a siege, the Prophet's people did the unthinkable. They turned their weapons against the glaciers and buried their own city. Mongol and the Prophet's people alike were crushed in the ice. The Khan and his warrior horde are dead. The people of Katesh are broken and scattered. I alone survive in the frozen heart of the city, and my only companions are the deathless army of the Prophet, their eyes aflame with unholy light. Even now, they hunt the ruins for survivors.
After descending down to the city, you want to drop down off that roof onto the ground floor. Look to the east side, you're going to see a large set of stairs. You want to head up those stairs, and at the top, you want to look to the right and you will find a mural.
Incredible. The style looks ancient, but it depicts a train. The coming of the Soviets.
Alright, so we have quite a few more collectibles in this area, so we're going to head up those stairs on the east side again. And once you get to the top, you want to look to the left and you'll see that Headless Statue. You want to blow that thing away, and that's going to start the Vandal challenge. Right in front of the building that you drop down to, between two pillars, is going to be a survival cache. On that same building, you want to climb up to the second floor. There's going to be a bell, and you can cut that down. And that's going to start the For Whom the Bells Toll challenge. Now we're going to go to the first building directly north of the building we started at. You want to head down a flight of stairs and turn around and look, and you will see a window to climb up into. Once you climb up, look to the left, go all the way to the back, and you will find a relic on a table.
A woman's necklace, made of Baltic amber. Incredible craftsmanship. It must have belonged to a noblewoman.
Now we're going to head down those stairs again. This time you're going to look to the building on the right and look up at the wall, and you will find the first Deathless Banner that you're going to need to shoot with fire arrows to destroy. And that's going to start the Banner Wars challenge. There's a bell on that tall building directly to the north, so we're going to climb up the building and get all the way to the top and cut down that bell. Head northeast between the building and the wall. and you're going to see a cart that's crashed into some rocks. Go behind that cart and you can dig up a survival cache. Once you get to that large clearing, you want to turn around, and on the building furthest east, you want to look on the back of that building, you'll find a Deathless Banner. In that large clearing to the northeast, you will see what looks like a building structure that you can go into, but that actually leads into a cave. This is the tomb entrance. This leads to the Chamber of Exorcism. And side note, if you need help with this tomb, head on over to our Tomb Raider playlist and you will find a walkthrough of the actual tomb, the puzzle, and all of the collectibles. Right after you break the wall, you follow the cave down until you get to a larger open area. Once you get there, you want to look to the right and you'll find a relic on the ground.
A blue glass vase, still in excellent condition. Not many of these survived, for obvious reasons.
Further up, you're going to come to a point where you need to dive in the water. Once you do, you want to look to the left behind you, and on the ground you can climb up and collect a relic.
An iron pendant. Soldiers in the Empire would sometimes tie them to their belts.
From that same point where you dive down into the water, you can see that glimmer right in front of you, and that's what we're going to collect, the next survival cache. And side note, if you turn all the way around to the right, you will find an Explorer Satchel. Once you reach the tomb's base camp, you want to look to the right. You're going to see a faint glint, and that is the second survival cache of the area. Starting from the base camp, we're going to dive into the water in front of us, and you want to swim to the right, and you're going to dive underneath, and you can swim all the way underneath there, and this leads to a back room. Inside that room is going to be your next survival cache, the last one of the tomb, actually. There's also an Archivist map in here if you want to look to the back right behind you. After reaching the puzzle room, you want to head to the back left on that top floor, and all the way at the back on the ground is going to be a document.
Deep below the holy ground of our city, we have found the source of the corruption. One of hell's winding tunnels snakes up and vomits forth a miasma of evil. There is no pattern to the demon's depredations, but his mark is plain. Men driven to wicked words and acts, as God's grace is driven from them. We take them here to the mouth of hell itself to drive out the demons. We do not always succeed. Often the poor wretches are too far gone, and they die when we drive the beasts out of them. It is heartbreaking to lose good people, but we must stand against the devil in all his forms.
In the puzzle room, you want to head down the stairs on the right-hand side. Once you get down there, you want to turn around and look towards the puzzle. Look to the left, and up there near the wall on the left-hand side is going to be a document.
My mind is clear today. It was not so yesterday, and it will not be again. They say the devil is inside me. They say I am possessed. I have seen the beast in my heart, and it is only me, only my broken mind. But the priests will not listen. I cannot blame them. Some days they appear to me as apparitions of manifest pain and hatred. So clouded are my eyes. I spit and yowl, for I am mad. But I know there is no evil in my heart, only sickness that no man can cure.
Back outside, we're going to head to the west now. You're going to see that large tower-like building. There is a bell all the way at the top of that. So we're going to climb up this building. Once you get to the top, you want to cut that bell down. But before you leave, there is a document on the ground.
I must have fallen asleep. It is hard to tell time beneath the ice. The deathless ones had been busy. Where a pile of ashes smoldered the night before, a corpse now lay, skin as milky white as a dead fish. As I watched, the dead man breathed, a clicking death rattle in reverse as he sucked air in for the first time in a day. Then he looked at me, and I recognized him at last. I killed this man once before during the battle, and he has not forgotten. So I killed him again, crushed his new skull before he could stand, but his ashes smolder anew. I will not be here when he awakes. The cold look in his eyes was like a promise. Like the phoenix, he will rise again and again, each time more determined to end my life. If I stay, sooner or later he will succeed.
On the southwest side of that tower-like building, you will see a cloth barricade. You want to use a fire arrow to destroy the barricade. Once you do, you want to go inside that building and collect a relic.
A vase made of silver. It's seen a lot of use and travel, but it has a rough portrait of the Prophet. They must have begun trading with the outside.
Northwest of the large tower building, you're going to see another building. And you're going to climb into that window. Once you get inside, you want to look slightly to the left and you will find a relic.
These are spurs from Mongol horsemen. They're far more decorative and lavish than I'd expect. But they're still well used. Whoever owned them was wealthy, but they rode with the army.
Head towards the first gate, and when you go up the first set of stairs, look directly in front of you to find a document.
God is testing me. I've scavenged weapons and tools enough to survive. The Khan once demanded I learn to draw a bow and fight like one of his soldiers, and I am grateful for that. He gave me his own arrows, made for punching holes in armor. The ice around me provides all I need to drink, but it runs red with blood. The Prophet's army now patrols the dead city. These are not the soldiers who first met us at the city gates. They've been changed somehow. Among them, I can see a man that I myself killed in the battle. The old legends say that those who looked upon the divine source relinquished their very souls to it, attaining immortality. If this is true, I will surely perish here, buried with the secret I was sent to find.
Standing in front of the stairs that lead to the first gate, You want to look to the wall on the right, and you will find a Deathless Banner. You want to shoot that down. Burn it to the ground. At the stairs leading up to the first gate again, we're going to head up to the second flight of stairs to the top, and on each side of the second set of stairs, there is a Headless Statue to destroy. So after annihilating the first statue, you want to head to the opposite side, and there's going to be another statue. We're going to complete a full circle around the city. So facing away from the gate towards the south, you're going to see that pillar. You want to jump on the pillar, and that's going to allow you to jump to the second floor of this building. Once you get into that building, you want to look to the right, and you're going to find a relic.
There's a piece of flint in the pouch. It's a striker to start a fire. Each Mongol soldier had to be self-sufficient.
From the first gate's bottom set of stairs, we're facing south. We're going to head southwest. We're going to go past this first building. Once we do, you should see a faint glint, and that is the final survival cache of the area. In between the first set of buildings on the west side, you're going to look to the southwest, and on that tall building is going to be a Deathless Banner. From that same starting location, we're going to climb up that tall building this time, and once we get to the top, there's going to be a barricade that you can destroy. You can destroy that with any gun. After you do, you want to go inside, look on the ground, and there will be a relic.
An ancient carving of a pagan god. Perhaps a fertility idol. It's thousands of years old.
A little further south, you will find some sunken buildings. You will see water. You want to look to the west, and behind the wall of a destroyed building is going to be a document.
At last, I killed one of the Deathless soldiers. I tracked him through the day until he was alone. He seemed to sense me before I struck, as if he knew the sound of my bowstring. He was strong, but I am clever and I have faith. My arrows pierced his flesh, but he fought on until I placed a shot between his eyes. Even then, he managed to wound me before I caved in his skull. His body caught fire and fell into ash before my eyes. It has been hours since he died, but his ashes still smolder, hissing and popping in the darkness. I do not believe this is his end. The source has a great and terrible sway over those it touches. I must know what happens next.
Head a little south and look to the southwest, and on the wall is going to be a Deathless Banner. Now we are going to enter the crypt of the area, and where all those sunken buildings were at, we're going to dive down into that water, and that's going to lead us to the crypt. Once you climb up out of the water, follow the path down. To the left is going to be that breakable wall. To the right is going to be a mural.
Valentinus, the timekeeper.
Right after destroying the wall, you shimmy through, and once you get through, follow the path down until it opens up a little bit, and when it does, look to the left on the ground for a document.
After the city was built, the first generation of followers stared out upon it. One among them, a man named Valentinus, has spent his whole life devoted to the study of time and its passage. The prophet sought him out in the crowd and asked him what he thought of the city. Valentinus said he felt it was a blessed place, that time would move slowly there, and that Kitezh would last for generations untold. The prophet smiled, for he knew that he had made a home where his people might be safe.
Continue following the path down. You're going to jump into some water, look to the left, and there is your Crypt Treasure. I gotta say, this crypt was pretty basic. After exiting the crypt, you want to head to the east, and in an opened up area, you will find a monolith.
Most of the writing is in praise of a military victory, but it looks like they left something nearby.
Starting from that monolith to the south, we're going to look north towards that building, and you will see a Deathless Banner. After you burn the banner, you want to turn around, and you're going to see a wall. Go around that wall, and you will find another Deathless Banner. After translating the monolith to the south, the coin caches are revealed, so we're going to do a quick cleanup of those. And if you follow this path, this is going to go to the next stop in our collectible guide. We are on that final coin cast location, and you will see a metal barrier. You need a napalm/grenade arrow to destroy that metal barrier, or the grenade launcher for your rifle. Head into that building, look to the left on the ground, and collect that document.
I have made myself a refuge in this frozen hell, in the base of a crumbling tower. I have laid away food and weapons enough to defend myself, but I am the last survivor. By day I watch the Deathless army, learn the paths they take. They follow the same patterns day in and day out, like men trapped in a dream. They are fierce, but they are hollow. Whatever made them men is long gone, replaced instead by a soul of cold iron. I must be careful, but I must know more about them. If this is what the Source can do in the hands of a heretic, think of what it could do in the hands of the righteous.
Looking at the building with the metal barrier, on the east side of its wall, there is a Deathless Banner. And the Banner Wars is complete. From that same location, on the rooftop overlooking the metal barrier building, we're going to climb up the roof, and you can see that bell up there. That's where we're headed. We're going to go all the way to this bell, and we're going to cut it down. Gotta love the axe grapple.
Signal bells. I should take these out.
Now we are headed towards the trebuchet to destroy the gate. So there's going to be some climbing involved in this. You're going to have to use your broad-headed arrows on that pegboard, as I like to call it. And that's going to get you to the top area where the trebuchet is at. Once you get up there, turn around and you will see a metal barrier. You want to destroy that with the grenade arrow. And what to do, hop into that room. And in that room, you will find a bell. You want to cut that thing down. Alright, so here we are climbing to the top. You're going to use a grenade arrow on that metal barrier. You're going to jump across for the 5th and final bell. You want to cut that down, and that's going to complete the For Whom the Bell Tolls challenge. After that, you want to climb out the window, and you will find a relic outside.
A drinking horn. Not very common in Byzantine culture. This looks like it came from the west, near Kiev.
Now we're going to start the 4th and final challenge, Burn Baby Burn. We need to get all the way up there to the trebuchet. Once you get to the top, you want to man the trebuchet. Now you can do this before or after you destroy that first gate. So we're going to aim the trebuchet at the signal fires out there. Those are those things that are shaped like cones or pyramids. We're going to head all the way to the right first. And you're going to light 4 of the 5 signal fires right now. Right after reaching that second base camp in the courtyard, you want to look to your left and you will see a headless statue. Demolish it. Now we're going to head to the opposite end, the opposite side, and we're going to find another headless statue to destroy. Head to the opposite side of the courtyard all the way to the north. Look to the northwest and you will find a mural on a wall.
This mural commemorates the dead lost in the battle, and those that died after of disease and starvation.
At the courtyard base camp, we're going to head all the way to the west, and right before those stairs, you're going to look up on top of the roof of that building, and you will see the next headless statue. Now, to destroy the rest of the statues, I used an upgraded grenade arrow. You can use anything else, it's just going to take longer to do so. At the end of the courtyard, after clearing out a wave of Deathless, you want to look to that hallway to the north. There's going to be a gate that you need to open up. And once you open up that gate, follow the path that leads up to some stairs. Once you go up those stairs, look to the right, you will see a barricade. You need to destroy that. Now, side note, if you're coming back here, revisiting the Lost City, you're going to come up from this bottom down here. You're going to climb up to the area that we're going to right now. So once we jump across, we're going to go all the way down and to the right, head down this hallway, and on the ground is going to be a relic.
A carved wooden relief of what looks like the Prophet of Katesh. It's well worn and damaged. This isn't made of local timber. Word of the Prophet must have spread.
Alright, so in this clip, I'm going to show you how to get to this area. You should already be there because of the relic. But if you're revisiting Lost City, you need to know how to get to this point. So from my location, you want to look to the left and climb up this wall. Once you get up to that wall, you want to look to your left and aim out and look to the right. You will see a headless statue off in the distance. That grenade arrow, though. Starting from the exact same location. Now, I'm doing this because if you're revisiting, that area is now blocked off by rubble. So you're going to have to climb up. So you want to go all the way to the rubble, look to the right, and climb that wall. And once you do, you want to head out towards the rope swing, but do not go across it. Instead, look to the building right in front of you to the right. And off in the distance is the final headless statue. And that will complete the Vandal Challenge. Now, if you're smart enough to be following this guide while you play the story, you have the opportunity to light the signal fire on the second trebuchet. However, if you're already past that point, the second trebuchet has been destroyed, and you're going to have to travel all the way out to the third trebuchet. So, I'm showing you exactly how to do that. as you can see, trebuchet number 2 is no more. So we're going to travel to the third trebuchet. At the third trebuchet, you want to aim to the right. And this one's kind of faint and hard to see. You can barely see that guy. And once you destroy it, you will complete the Burn Baby Burn challenge. The final collectible. From the third base camp, you want to use your broadhead arrows to climb up the wall. Once you get to a flat ground area that you can stand on, immediately look to the right and you will find the final collectible, the relic. Alright guys, by now you should know the drill. If this video helped you out, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. For more quality content from GSG, make sure you are subscribed. I want to see you back here on the next Tomb Raider. Do me a favor and share the Tomb Raider playlist with all of your gamer friends. Maybe even some forums. For one last time, thanks for watching, guys.
An ivory tusk with delicate carvings. Something unusual about the pattern. It's a map. It shows a path through the mountains to Katesh. Could have used this earlier.